What's good, Relocation Football League fans? It's your boy Smitty here, joined along with Mix, Forbes, and of course myself. And we are, of course, back with the RFL podcast. And boy, is this going to be a big one. Of course, you guys, right now, shout out to Darius Hodge for sending me this laptop, man, so that I could be able to stream with no more skips. But there are some adjustments that have to be made coming from a PC now using a laptop to do this. I had to rebuild this stuff, so you can see we're going with the old school look in the background with the RFL logo and stuff. But we will get it back up to date to how it used to look. It might even just improve it and make a better layout anyway. But man, we're going to be going through a lot. First of all, we're going to be recapping the semifinals. We're going to give our opinions on those games, and after that, we're going to give our predictions of who we think will win the national championship. Even more to come is you guys might have heard, some have, some haven't. But for guys who aren't a part of the Discord, the RFL College Series East versus West Bowl will be returning, and I have selected two coaches that coached in the College Series to coach those teams. We will be having a whole draft and everything going on later on today. Not with players though, but of course I'll give more information on that. And then after that, you guys can see already from the title, we are going to release the neon sports for the league, and you guys will be able to have the access to everything that you had last year, the players, the rosters, the attributes, schedule, all that stuff. And we will be going through the schedule, of course, here as well. Not going to go crazy in depth because that would take way too long. But when we get there, I'll let you guys know how we do it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the semifinals of the RFL College Series 8 playoffs and how those games went down. The first game was Ohio State versus Texas. And just hearing earlier after this game, Pecan came into the VC and he told me, he said, man, the first round of the playoffs was definitely not foreshadowing what it was going to be moving forward. Like, because everything else after the first rounds was straight blowouts. Ohio State has been on fire, and they dominated the Texas Longhorns 48-21 in this game. I want to ask, what were you guys' thoughts on Ohio State and making it back to a national championship after losing to Clemson last year?
Oh, you want me to go first, Rob?
Yeah, doesn't matter to me, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all kind of expected Ohio State to be in the running to go back since the beginning of the year. We talked about it on the very first podcast that we had kind of had four teams that we could see making it to the national championship, and Ohio State was number one in that list when we hit it. So it's not surprising they made it back. I know you've been talking about all year that you wanted a new champion. Um, Spoiler alert, I don't think we're going to get one.
Hmm.
But just going into this game, it never really felt like Texas really had a chance. I mean, going into halftime, they were down 24-7, and then it just kept piling on after that. Dylan Lewis has looked like the best player in the entire they say in college, the entire like Nate. He's looked like the best player nationwide through this playoffs, and I think he's been the real difference maker compared to the regular season. And now I think there's been a big improvement, and it showed in this game.
Yeah, same sentiment that Forbes has had. Just calling this game, you saw Nice Shun, throw a lot of passes in this game. They actually went away from the run game quite a bit, which I was a little bit worried about when they did that. Obviously, just the way in which Ohio State just kind of seized control of this game and took it over, just kind of made Texas look a little bit, just inexperienced at this level here. and you really could just see. And there's a lot of great players on both teams, so I don't want to knock any players. I think the matchup seemed pretty good, but this this is scary with a user coach knows what they're doing, and they're able to scheme up a team, and beat a team, go and beat a 12-3 team at this caliber, at this, height that we are in the playoffs. So I thought that, Coach Connery did a great job with, just scheming up, and it just showed how they just kind of dominated this Texas team, and Texas really could not come back. Had higher hopes for Miller, and again, that's a pretty good day right there, man. Obviously, the 63 passes, a little bit on the heavier side here, only 15, 16 carries for Shady, but I mean that's still 375 yards. But he just looked. He didn't look as good as he possibly could have looked in this game, and unfortunately, Ohio State keep scoring. The defense, they keep getting defensive stops here, and it's just like they just never really had a chance to really pull themselves back into this game. So I know a lot of guys, like the guys saying they wanted to have a new contenders in the big game and everything. I'm not going to say this is Ohio State's game yet or year yet. They got one more team to beat. This looks pretty good, but that was a great win by Ohio State over Texas.
Yeah, my analysis on this, man, that you guys were diving into it. Ohio State's defense has been top notch all year long. It's the number one defense in the country against the pass, against the run, everywhere, right? And it showed more than it ever has this season here in the playoffs. And I just knew that for the most part, this was going to be a bad matchup for the Longhorns, just due to the fact that, they do like to usually establish the run game. We talked about the lack of the amount of attempts, but those attempts got cut down due to the fact that every time it seemed they tried to get Houston going, he was immediately met in the backfield by somebody on that defensive line or a blitzing linebacker. A nice player to also mention for Ohio State is the middle linebacker, Brian O'Connor. I mean, he's literally had an interception in every round of the playoffs, first round, quarterfinals, now semifinals, possibly looking to get one, of course, in the national championship, which will make it four. I don't know if we've ever had a defensive player do that. But this defense is really making some noise. And the big thing, as you talked about with coaching wise, this is how you can really tell someone knows what they're doing at the coaching position. We saw Pecan, stick it out, rocking Ohio State for the most part throughout the year offensively with the book. He started seeing flaws throughout the year, and he realized, like, hey man, something's got to change because we got to make sure that this offense can stay consistent and against those good teams. And he made the change literally the week the playoffs started. And you could see immediately that the offense, he found ways to get those receivers that he was having his frustrations with in terms of not being able to make the plays that they needed to and getting the balls in their hands. He found a way to do that, and you can see Dylan Lewis is looking comfortable. The offensive line is blocking for him better just simply because he can get the ball out of his hands, better route concepts. And Ohio State is just looking like the prime Ohio State we've seen in the past, that have started up the dynasty. I mean, they're still a dynasty regardless because, I mean, they've been winning national championships since CS3. They won CS3, CS4, CS5. Didn't make it in CS6, but they were in the playoffs in the semifinals, of course, in the 14 playoffs. The next year they make it back to the Natty. They played Clemson, which was last year, and they ended up getting beat down in that one. Clemson ain't make it this year, but that right there already shows you how crazy this team has been all around. I want to give my shouts before I dive more into Ohio State stuff. Shout out to the Texas boys, man. They had a really good run. Started out, that crazy 24 historical comeback victory over Iowa, beating them after being down 24-0. And this was the Texas team we kind of wanted to see last year until they got that real tough schedule. And it's tough to have to play all those tough teams that they had to in CS7 and think you're going to come out on top victorious. I also got just to say for the Longhorns, I mean, great job for those key players and everything. Shout out to Shady Houston. Shout out to Nyshawn Miller. Shout out to Mac Van Ginkel, who was a monster in this game. Had over 400 yards receiving in 3 games, 100 yards every game. You can see No one really had that here. I think he still had 100 yards in here, if I'm not mistaken, in this game. But at the end of the day, just couldn't get the points consistently on the board. But a great season nonetheless for the Texas Longhorns and those players playing in their final game right there. But just to harp on the dominance of Ohio State just a little bit. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna save that for when we talk about national the national championship game. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to that last game to determine who Ohio State was going to see, and that was the Bama versus LSU matchup. We were very excited to see that this was going to be the matchup, but unfortunately, we did not get that excitement throughout the game, and thinking that this was going to be as competitive as we saw in the SEC championship game. I mean, the score in the SEC championship game was 26-19. It literally came down to the wire. And this time it was just all LSU, man. It started off pretty interesting, but then after that, the Tigers just had these guys figured out, shut everything down. Offense couldn't get anything going, and they ended up defeating the Crimson Tide 38-10, showing why they have that number one ranking in the nation coming into the playoffs here in the Sugar Bowl. What was your thoughts on LSU's dominance and them going to the national championship for their CS5 rematch against the Ohio State Buckeyes?
LSU was just another one of those teams that we said at the very beginning had a real shot to get there. And as you can see, they went 14-1. Their only loss being to Alabama, I want to say back in week five or six, somewhere around there.
Week 11.
11.
Week 11, my bad. Because LSU won the SEC championship because they had lost to Alabama. All right, but just a team that we always thought could get here. Now they are here. But just going to the game, it's just another one where it felt like Alabama lost before it even started. I know a lot of people have been talking about that. It felt like Dior just kind of got too cute with this game. Had been changing his O-line positioning around for each playoff game, trying to win matchup battles. So just leaving people where they are, putting himself into the slot full time, putting DCP on the outside full time, which they hadn't done all season. It just didn't work out well for him. And also, it doesn't help, or also it does help with your defense and your offense when you get 4 interceptions. I think all came in the first half. You know, when Alabama's offense isn't on the field and you get 4 extra possessions in the first half, it's easy to quickly get a lead and keep the lead, and that's what they did.
Yeah, very disappointing loss here. I thought that, I thought with that big win back in week 11 that they had LSU's number with that game. And I know that, some people go with the, theory that, well, they didn't have the top guys out of it and so forth. And I've kind of played with that theory, Smitty, that sometimes I think that, when the team is overloaded, it becomes too complicated. But it is what it is, right? They won a convincing game in week 11, but the last 2 games they played LSU, man, boy, these guys got dominated left and right, man. And I think that, we don't want to, we want to appreciate the season that Alabama had, but I think that when we're talking about powerhouses and we're putting these guys in discussions with the Ohio States and the Clemsons and so forth, man, you look at the way they got dragged around by LSU, and so I think that it's no shot to the team or whatever. They know how I feel, but one thing I do think is that when you get to these games like this, and this is just coming from my personal experience, you gotta just go with what you know, man. And at some point you reach your height and you stay at your height. And when you start switcherooing, and then moving things around, and it may seem like it's subtle, but sometimes those subtle adjustments become major issues. What we saw in the game film, and this is everyone saw it. You saw wide receivers going up against the top 2 DBs in the nation, pretty much, basically, and you saw them not being able to make plays. You didn't see Dior Gore in positions to get big catches down the field against Cherry and against Ball. You saw that defensive line getting around, making Jaden throw passes that he didn't want to throw. And you saw Jaden making some heavy mistakes here. Despite the running back having a great day on the ground, the passing game, which has been the sword for Alabama all season long, just was not there. It was too cookie cutter, and they were not able to expose the LSU Tigers. like they should have or like they could have, or even just make it a more competitive game because the first two games it was competitive for the most part, except for obviously the week 11. They went crazy on that one and everything, but the SEC title game, obviously, that was a pretty competitive game. They lost that one here, and then they come back here, they're in the Sugar Bowl, and it's like they just didn't look like Bama. Like I don't care how you carve it, right? They didn't look like Bama at all. Not what I've seen. LSU looked like LSU, like it's looked all season long for 14, 15 games. That's what they've looked like all season long. So, to hats off to Dior, and everything he's able to do with Bama this season. This is a great accomplishment no matter what. I mean, just getting to this point here with them. Obviously, they want to go to a natty, win a natty. That's the big goal. Big salute to all the guys out there as well. The players, user players who, have been supporting. But this was, in my opinion, right? This was a little bit of mishap, a slip up here on the part of Dior here. And I think that score does not accurately reflect who Bama really is. And that's what happens when I guess we say get too cute, So that's just my take, man. Great job, though. I do want to say this, too, though. Bobby Wimbush absolutely annihilated this defense, man. He snapped. He went crazy. 3 tutties. And the manner in which he was catching some of those passes, man, So, yeah, man, he did a great job. You guys know I'm a big Bama fan, bro, but you got to call it like you see it, right? So that's from the mouth of the goat right now, or horse, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with you guys there. It was evident really from the first couple of drives what was going on, and of course Pecan called it out during calling the game. Well, I was on there. He mentioned it, but it was clear to see. I think that subtle movement. Again, small movements like that can change a game tremendously. I agree. I feel like we saw Alabama, of course, the SEC championship game come into the playoffs. They lose it to LSU, but it was competitive. It was close, like we've been saying. The issue that I see though is, and Dior's in the chat saying, "Live and learn," and as you should, man. This is first year that we've had coaches in the college series, so he's going to take this and move on those following years. But the dominance they had over Oregon in that quarterfinal round was huge and significant to show like I think they should have just kept in whatever it was that they had. There really shouldn't have been no change. I know you lost to them in that game, and this is where it gets kind of tough for coaches. And I say this because I know it might be the first year for coaches at the college level in the RFL, but at the pro level, a lot of coaches fall victim to this too, where they feel like, hey, the last game didn't go the way I thought. Let me try to make a change and see maybe we can win this time. Sometimes the team just makes the better play than you that day. Most coaches already have their teams and what's going to work for them. The issue is what happens and how you feel, and are you overthinking after you didn't get the result from a prior game? And I think that's what Dior fell victim to. You could clearly see what really lost them the game, and the manner in which they did was, Dior being moved full time to slot. Like there was a lot of times in this game we saw Jaden Young throwing the outside deep ball, but it's not Dior running the streak. You had Keyshawn Covington, and although he's a great defensive back, you got to remember the defense you're going against. This is the highest rated defense in all of college football in the College Series 8. It's a 99 rated defense. It's a 96 now in the file since they kind of toned stuff down. But I mean, still, pretty much it was a 99 defense. And one of the main reasons this defense has been tenacious all year is because of these cornerbacks on the outside. And that's just one of them. The whole defense is crazy, but the cornerbacks, especially Brandon Cherry, throughout this entire playoffs, has been locked down. We talk about the interceptions that O'Connor got. Cherry has got an interception every game in the playoffs, including the SEC championship game, where he really helped seal that victory or get that momentum for LSU to come back and win the game when they tied it up 19-19. So this is definitely a learning curve, of course, not only for Dior, but for other coaches and things in the future, which we'll be announcing some new ones that we hired on for season 10 of the RFL. you got to just trust your team, trust what's been working, and see if you can get it done. And that just did not happen here. I do want to talk about LSU. You did mention Bobby Wimbush, who had a phenomenal day, but I feel like the big success is coming from, speed, being able to grind out the yards you need on the ground. But the biggest factor is, of course, Sua Maivia. And the games in which LSU look like they've struggled, it came really from him, where he's gotten too indecisive passing the football or too lateral. But he did not do that. He has not done that throughout the playoffs. He has been throwing that thing, and he knows now. Looks like he's got the trust in all of his receivers. He's got some great receivers out there. It ain't just Bobby Wimbush. You got Wimbush. You got Randy Stewart. You got, of course, Tony Finley in there. You got Jamie LaRue. These are all big playmaking receivers on this offense, with a dual threat quarterback like Sua Maivia, who was also able to rush in for his fourth touchdown within this game and threw no interceptions. If LSU can take care of the football, this is when the offense gets really scary, when they can do that and put up points, and their defense is able to make turnovers and things like that. So this was a huge win, absolutely huge for LSU. And now that brings us to where we are right now. The playoff bracket, you could see the whole road it took to get here. And we have OSU and LSU going at it in the national championship. Who do you guys got winning? And oh yeah, and also to announce, we have moved the national championship game up to Saturday. I was not going to be able to do it on Sunday. I'm trying to do dual commentary with Rob. He would not be able to do that before, he's got school and stuff he's got to teach. So we want to make sure that our guys good. So this game has been moved up a day on Saturday, which, I mean, that's college football anyway, right? The big games played on Saturday. And what are you guys' thoughts on this game? Who do you guys got winning? And what do you think each side will have to do to win the national championship this year?
And I think for Ohio State, it's going to come down to what they can do against those two LSU corners between it's Cherry and Ball, because that's what Peacon's been complaining about all year, is that he's got Steve McCaskill, the one guy with speed who gets separation, and he's just kind of got everyone else who's just kind of lumped in there together. You just talked about just the best cornerback duo in the nation. They played like it. How are they gonna be able to create separation this way? How are they gonna be able to beat the zone? I think it's really gonna be up to Dylan Lewis and Peacon as a play caller to figure out how to get their dual running back system going, to create open lanes, to create open space in the zones, to get McCaskill and others open. Flores trying to move the ball. I do have Ohio State. I think Ohio State's D line specifically, between Chaco Ford, Woolfolk, Wyatt Harris, and Nick O'Quinn, creating just those four all having over 15 sacks this season. Wyatt Harris being the sack leader this year, creating havoc against that LSU O-line. And then their back half being solid enough. I think Ohio State gets it done, but the game's going to be won or lost between the Ohio State receivers and the LSU DBs.
I'm a little hung up on this one. I'm not quite sure what Ohio State is going to really attack too much with this. I want to believe that they can find clever ways to get their receivers and tight ends open. But I do believe that LSU's DBs, man, are just kind of really nasty, man. Know how to shut down. They shut down some really great wide receivers. I mean, look what they did with Bama, right? 2 times, right? So I think that I'm a little worried about that. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that Pecan is going to try to exploit. Does he try to go to the run game? Well, we'll see. We'll see. How that can work out for him there. But I think that the biggest thing here, though, is that Ohio State, if they want to beat LSU, they cannot allow for Maivia to throw for 300 plus yards. I think that they have to stop this guy, and you do that with the pass rush. Miller, right? Miller put up how much on them? 375 on them, threw for 63 times. Never really was in that game. But I don't think that Maivia with 375 yards is going to look as bad as Nyshawn Miller looks, right? So I think that they need to definitely be sure to put pressure around this guy here. I'm not worried about speed, man. I like what speeds look like, but I think that this D line is going to get in his way quite a bit. And I think that if they do that, then that automatically is going to make Maivia try to pass heavy now. And then we got to see, is Bobby gonna start to get out of hand again? Is he gonna be able to get out of hand? I mean, Sky out there, drawing a blank on the other guys, but I mean they got a pretty solid defense, right? My gut tells me that I have to team that has the most successful here in the RFL College Series. I really like this LSU team, man. Boy, are they feisty. But I want to say that the edge here is probably going to go to Ohio State. And the extra side edge is that they've got a head coach that's been showing that he can scheme, right, against the computer and do well. I'm going to go Ohio State here. Landslide?
Was
I don't know, man. I think
but you never know. It can be.
Yeah. The edge goes to, and I hate to say this because now I know all of a sudden, I'm gonna slime you, Mix. I'm gonna slime you, man. You trying to say we're gonna lose? I'm gonna slime you out, man. I'm gonna slime you out. I got 5,000 touchdowns. What are you talking? So I know I'm gonna hear that. Sorry, Bobby. I love what Bobby has been able to do this season, despite his setbacks, and we guys giving him a hard time because he's sliming everybody out, man. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. Bobby versus Pecan going down.
Yeah, it's about to. Before I get in there, I just want to, this game is historic in a lot of levels, right? Because this actually ties into a lot of history in the college series as well. So let's first talk about Ohio State, right? This was dropped on how dominant they've been since CS5 when they won their last national championship by, of course, Pecan. He's the historian of the team, and of course, the head coach. Since CS5, Ohio State has a 55-6 record, the best record of any team in the college series from that time span. They have 15 award winners, most by any school, and through the CS5 to CS8 span. They've won 7 playoff games, most by any team in that span as well. 3 Big Ten championships, and which ties them with Clemson for the most conference championships. 3 national championship appearances. One of them, of course, they won, which was back in CS5. And you want to know how that ties into history? Why that makes it very, I'm lost the word, but it's just crazy that this happened because that was the freshman year of most of all of these user players on Ohio State. And who did they play in that national championship? They played LSU. So it's crazy to think that Ohio State's freshmen during that time will started their collegiate careers winning a national championship against LSU and have the potential to end their collegiate careers winning against LSU. But of course, that kind of flips because LSU now has a shot at redemption. And not only that, now you get another historical nugget where on that Ohio State team in CS5, who was on that Ohio State roster? Anybody remember? Euro Winbush. Euro Winbush played for Ohio State and won a national championship. Now his brother is at the national championship in his freshman year, but is playing against Ohio State for LSU. So it's just crazy how the league always just seems to create these things it just naturally, it just naturally happens. More dominance about OSU's. They literally have not lost an away game since CS4. They are 21-0 on the road. They had the record for the most winning streaks of 24 in regular season games until that was broken by Clemson, of course. And let's see what else he had there. this other stuff really don't mean, Pecan's going to throw all that other stuff in there. But anyway, those are big statistical things and tie-ins as to why this matchup is going to be amazing to look out for. And I am going to go with Ohio State, man. I do feel as though these defenses are comparable, but Ohio State's defense has been the best in the nation all year long. And on top of that, Ohio State's defense is more likely to make Suamavia more lateral in those games where we saw he struggled in. And like Rob said, it's been tough. This is the number one rush defense in the league in the college series, and number one pass defense in the college series. So it's like pick your poison. But one thing I think they do better than the two, even though they're number one in both, is stopping the run. And so when you don't have when you don't have Jeremy Speed getting off like he should, then you have to worry about Suamavia, which puts all the pressure on him. So he has to be mistake free and execute on the best level he has all year in order to beat Ohio State with the way they played in this playoffs. And to do that against Ohio State with their offense rocking the way it has been lately, I just don't see the likelihood, if we're looking at numbers, how this is going to go in LSU's favor. So we got a 3-0 poll vote here for Ohio State over.
So that means LSU is going to win now, right?
Yeah, I think. I would love to see a new champion, but yeah.
What's the stat line though? Because this Pecan dropped an interesting stats earlier. Well, it was something about is it 20 road wins?
Yeah, 21 away run.
Yeah, 21 away. So
lost a game since CS4.
So technically they're the away team, and now this would be really an away team for them. It's in Cali. It's more of a home game for Louisiana. So if history is correct, right, then they win this because they're on the road.
So I mean, this is going to be a great national championship. I just hope it doesn't play out like how this quarterfinals and semifinals did, where we just did not get any close competitive games, man. This game can definitely end up being a blowout or not too. But hopefully we could get that close competitive game and a memorable national championship. I still feel like the best national championship we had was CS4, when we had what could have been a national championship matchup here, had it gone the other way in LSU, where it was Alabama versus Ohio State. That game went down to the wire, went to overtime, and OSU ended up edging it out 20-17. Can we get something as close or good as that? I'm praying on it, but it's going to be tough. Hopefully we'll see.
I mean, technically, Rob, if you look at it, Ohio State is the lower seeded team, so this would make them the away team.
Away team, yeah. Bobby's got to put on his cape and go into Dylan Lewis's locker room and
slang. Got to slime him out, man.
slang. Yeah, slime him out.
Oh man, hit him with that Nickelodeon.
Right.
But yeah, so those are our predictions for the national championship. And now we get into some announcement. We were talking about coaching, right? So we just hired a new coach at the RFL level. He coached Baylor this year, 1 year and done. And he said, hey, I'm going to coach in the pros and give it a shot. And to be honest, there's only one team I gave him an offer for, and he accepted it. And so the new head coach of the New England Monarchs, if you haven't seen on social media yet, is user community member Rodney Goins. So shout out to Rodney Goins, starting his first pro career. We finally got another extra coach over there in the NRC. I don't have any bell button. I can't make any sound effects, unfortunately, guys. But what's crazy about this is he's in the same division his player is in, and his former teammate and coach is in. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of animosity a little bit with that. But yeah, Justin is back coaching the Steamers. He's ready to punch down on his former player, now coach. I know CP's ready to play with the player, but ready to destroy the coach, the guy behind it this year. So this is going to be pretty interesting. You're also in that same division with Darius Hodge, the new head coach last year, halfway through the season of the DC Marshals. So we got ourselves a pretty stacked NRC East, and it's going to be very interesting to see what he's able to do in that division, because that division is nowhere near a cakewalk as even the team that isn't coached that's left in that division outside of them is the Boston Shamrocks, and they look pretty good. I mean, they done work, man. They look way
In the
better than what we've
playoffs.
seen yeah, they went to playoffs. They won in the first round. So he's got
Why
his
does this
work cut out for
graphic
him.
why does this graphic remind me of like an after school special, man? Like one man, one team, one goal,
Yeah.
one season at Baylor, and now starting in the RFL pros. It all started with the number 40.
Stuff. Yeah. Yeah, man. So
Now,
it's
one
just
division.
I'm glad to have him on. This is one of those teams where, I really feel like he could build on. I wasn't really comfortable giving him any of those other teams he was trying to get. But we're gonna see what he could do. Can he improve this team? I know other people have been coming at him like he did at Baylor. Baylor was 3-9, man. It's 3-9 before he got there. He's alumni from Baylor. He's able to get them to 7-5 this year. Went to a bowl game. Unfortunately, got blown out by the Auburn Tigers, who look like they're getting blown out by Bama today in real life. But I think that he's got a
Sorry,
shot to
CP.
show that he can improve. I mean, the Marshalls were 6-11. I mean, not the Marshalls. The Monarchs were 6-11 last year. If he could get them 6 or more wins, I mean, that's a big win in my book. And this is a team that's kind of shot even when it comes to draft picks. They don't even pick until the 4th round. So not much can be added to this team. Not much they can do at all until next year. So we'll see what he can do with that roster. What's you guys' thoughts on Rodney Goins and coming up now to the big leagues, and how successful do you think he could be, or what tips, in a sense, you can give him? You could say to him coming in as a coach that could possibly help him know what to look forward to coming into the league.
Don't be surprised if you lose a lot. Just, you're inheriting a team that historically is not very good, even without having a coach. As of right now, I think everyone would agree that the Monarchs are probably in the bottom of that division. Having a coach is going to help, but just don't be discouraged if you don't get results as fast as you want. Is probably the best thing I can tell them.
What's that? You heard that music right there? No chance. No chance. No,
Oh
no,
man,
no.
with the
I'm
Vince
messing around,
McMahon.
man. I'm messing around. Rodney, man, just be you. Do it. Study, man. You got to study, bro. RFL Pros is a beast in itself. Although I like what the college did this year as well with team scheming and stuff like that. But in the RFL, it's a different kind of a game, and you're stuck with the team that you're stuck with, and you got a lot of work to do. And can you do it? I'm not going to doubt you, man. I know how that feels to be doubted before you even get started. I also know how it feels to get started and not live up to expectations and what comes to that, man. So, will you be strong enough when it gets tough? Is the biggest thing. Will you work hard to, turn this thing around for the Monarchs? They need a coach, desperately need some attention there. Unfortunately, you're inheriting a three-legged horse in a sense, a two-legged horse or whatever, So it's going to be tough, bro. But you can do it, man. So I'm not gonna, give you a hard time and everything. You had your spot with Baylor. Some people think it was successful, some think it was unsuccessful. I don't really care. I just want you to take the RFL seriously, take the role seriously. You join the fraternity of coaches here, so you get to see behind the scenes of how that goes. So we want to welcome you with open arms, and just don't turn your back down on old Smitty and Justin and I forgot his name already. Hodge over there, Officer Hodge over there, Marshall Hodge, because you got a lot. On your plate, man. It's a tough division there, having to deal with those three. So, good luck, bro. That's all I can say. Salute to you. Congratulations on getting the job, man.
Man, shout out to Rodney, man. Let's get hashtag Coach Rod in the chat.
Yep.
Also, I mean, this is not really new news. I just never made a graphic on it. The other new coach coming in this year in the RFL College Series, no, in the RFL Pro level, is Coach Josh Bartman, who will be coaching the London Bulldogs. This is a team that won a Reload Bowl back with Coach Jacob Reed back in season 8 of the RFL, just a couple years ago. Still got a stacked team. This is a guy who seems to be knowledgeable, understands the way that we run things over here, knows concepts, and can really look to continue on to put London back on track to maintain their dominance. Um, and he's been getting to work. He's been helping out even with the league, man. Helped us build the teams right now. Another big announcement, of course, we have all the teams done. Except if I could play a bell, I'm gonna play the bell for the Sentinels right now because they made their team, but they didn't make the right experiences, and they have to fix that soon, tomorrow. All right, that's got to be fixed. And they don't even have 40 players on the team, so I don't understand how that's not done. So that has to get done by tomorrow. But yeah, he's going to be the head coach of London, and looking to try to get them back to their championship ways. This is a great team he's taken over. I've had some backlash on how's this new guy getting this opportunity? Well, it showed what he showed me is that this is a guy who was willing to take the role serious and willing to put in the work. And he showed that because, and even Mix can vouch for this, he started off as an OC for Mix. And granted, things didn't go out, as planned with them
Absolutely not.
there. Yeah, it didn't go out as planned. He ended up just in a few weeks, not being the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Cougars.
Yeah, he got
At
thrown
that
into a
point,
bad situation, man. So.
He
yeah,
got a nice two
at
or three
that point,
paychecks.
huh?
And he got a nice 2 or 3 paychecks where they kicked him out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I didn't even mean to cough. I got choked up. But yeah, but at that point, anybody at that position with the situation could have just been like, you know what, man, I'm out of here, Instead, he chose to stay and learn about the league. He started looking at teams, understanding certain things, and I could tell that, of course, this is a guy prior who's had experience in simming the league the way we do. And so I feel like he's going to do some great things over there in London. And we're going to see if he can get these Bulldogs back on track after they just missed the playoffs after a while. They were in the most competitive division last year. The ARC East was something crazy with the Black Knights, Geno Gannon, MVP winner that last year. You had the Celtic Tigers who went to the Reload Bowl last year, and of course, why am I blanking on the third
Bulls.
team? Bulls, yeah, and the Bulls,
Bulls
who's
made the
usually a
playoffs last year.
typically good team. So I mean that division's pretty stacked. Each team kind of beat each other and swept each other. It was like the Celtic Tigers swept the Bulldogs, the Bulldogs swept the Bulls, the it went like that. They were just literally sweeping. They literally all swept each other, different teams. And so that's how competitive it was, and they missed it with an 8-9 record. Um, I'm interested to see what he's going to do here, man. I really do feel like he's coming in with abundance of knowledge, in comparison to when we were talking about Rodney here. I think he's going to do some great things with a great team. Of course, there's going to be some work to be done. You got some older guys and a lot of things that's going to be coming up. So we'll see how he manages that and just how much he knows and where he can lead this team. But same deal, like I talked about with Rodney. What do you guys got to say to Bartman in his first year coming in the RFL as a coach?
He's definitely going to have higher expectations with the team he's inheriting. He whether it's not college experience. Like Rodney had that entire season, but he had his short little stint with the Cougars. He got to get into the file a little bit, see some of the things we do, even if it's not like a full time thing. But just getting a team that won the Reload Bowl 2 years ago, so they're only one season out of not making it, missing the playoffs entirely, then still having about the same roster, just having to more so right the ship than rebuild the team. So there's definitely bigger expectations for him, but just kind of the same thing for a new coach. Just don't get discouraged if what you want to do doesn't work right away. Just try to figure out the kinks there to fix it.
Yeah, I think he, definitely has his own system. Well, I know he has his own system. Was able to work with them. Again, when he joined the Cougars, he joined a very bad situation, for many different reasons. You know what I mean? Not just socially, but just with the team, where the team was at, and everything. I'm just coming back for the first year, and blah blah blah. There's a lot going on. So he joined a a very difficult situation. And unfortunately, I want make no mistake, guys. He was not removed from the Cougars because I thought he was terrible or anything, right? It's just that we weren't agreeing on some things in direction that I wanted, for the team. And also, I'll just be honest with you, I want control of my team, and I kind of just brought on an OC because I was listening to the guys. They wanted to try it out, but it just wasn't working out for me, So I think that he's going to be fine. I would just say if I had to tell him anything, just continue to pay attention to what's going on in the league. Um, just know that it may seem like a guy is your friend today, and it won't be tomorrow, man. So beware of those early friendships that guys are trying to make with you and everything, man. It's always going to be something. Um, you do have some big shoes to fill with Coach Reed. You have an amazing team that's going to stick with you now because now you're going to have guys saying, well, he only won because he inherited a great team. We've heard that storyline before, or what they call narratives. We heard those narratives before, right? So it's a lot that comes to it. Hopefully you'll be able to, accept the fact that, regardless of how good you are, start to start, there's going to be that doubt, right? But that's kind of what fuels a lot of guys as well. I think that's kind of what fueled even Bill, and fueled Kozira, fueled Reed, fuels Davis. All these guys are just fueled by that kind of like question, right, on whether this person can do this and do that, right? So just allow that doubt, the questioning, to fuel you. And again, man, just keep reading, studying how we play, and you should be okay, man.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Bartman. Let's get hashtag Coach Bartman in the chat. Two new coaches at the pro level. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to put up the thumbnail here. Here we go. And I will now welcome in. Well, honestly, I don't even think I have to throw you guys in like I said. Yeah, I really don't. Just because I forgot to even add the order to the thing anyway. So,
Uh,
Spoiled it.
nah.
um,
So
maybe
what
you
I'm
should
gonna.
jump in the voice and the VC general VC and let them do it.
Oh no, it's okay. We really don't need it. Now that I think about it, we really don't even have to
So
get
we're,
them.
we're gonna
They
wait
could
like
just.
40 seconds for them picking in the chat, so it can pop up in the chat, or you gonna have them DM you or something.
Uh,
What they got? They got to
yeah.
pick
Okay.
53 players. Jesus,
No, they're not picking players. They're just picking
what are they
conferences.
doing? Just conferences today?
Yeah, this conference.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I think y'all they could be able to do that. Just know that whenever you say whatever you say first in the chat, that's what you're getting. But let me explain how this East West Bowl is going to go, guys. So anybody remembers the RFL College Series East West Bowl game in the RFL College Series? It was first done literally in the very first season of the RFL College Series. Our OGs participated. I'm talking about Geno Gannon, Marquise Washington, user players like Drew Brewer, uh, 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 ESJ. We even the next generation after that, Chris Polk, Guido Loso, Mira Williams, all the big name guys in the early OG days of the college series, they participated in it. We didn't have a college series bowl, I believe, in CS5, 6, or 7. Yeah, we didn't have no college series bowl for about 3 years now. And so now it's going to be coming back, especially with the help of um, Team Builder. So how are we going to do it? This is how we're going to do it. So the East will be represented by the guy who played in the East back in College Series 2 in the bowl game, and that is Miami's head coach Chris Polk. So Chris Polk will be coaching the East College Series Bowl team, and for the West team, I chose Dior Gore, the Alabama coach, to coach the West team. with them having these teams, both coaches will have to have the College Series Bowl patch on their jersey. Of course, on the left side under the Nike logo or wherever, it just needs to be on the left side of the jersey. And on top of that, uh, oh yeah, and on top of that, now these guys from there on out, they get to pick the team's colors and design the rest of the entire uniform. Of course, it's got to get approved. If it's not looking good, I'm gonna let guys know. But they have picked their colors, and I will not be revealing any of that. You guys will not find out what the uniforms and stuff look like until that game goes down. And the College Series Bowl game will be being played a week before the RFL draft on the 20th. So we got some time. Coaches are already designing their uniforms right now. We will not be having them. Oh yeah, and the way that we're going to be picking the teams is it's going to be through a draft process as it used to always be. Except it won't be just picking players, you will get to draft conferences. So automatically, since Dior Gore comes from the SEC and CP comes from the ACC, those teams, those guys automatically have those conference where only they can pick players from. Now, for them to pick the next conference, the rest of the conferences will have to be selected uh one at a time, right? So let's go ahead and do that right now. But because Dior Gore made it furthest in the playoffs, he gets the coin flip. So I did not download anything for that.
I got a coin.
You got a coin? All right, let's let you want to flip a coin
Hey,
for
be
real?
careful, man. He might be biased, man. It might be a weighted coin for Bama. Who knows?
Well, he can show us right there. As soon as you flip and you go like this on the hand,
Yeah.
in the hand,
Oh,
you
pause this
just
coin.
bow.
Okay, it's an old school coin, man. It's an old school coin.
Old
You
school
guys see
big
that?
coin.
Well, man,
All
pause the
right.
other side of it
So
though.
what we're gonna do is Dior Gore in the chat. He got picked first. So he in the chat. What do you want? Heads or tails?
Said
Tails
tails.
says
Tails.
Gore.
All right.
All
All right,
right.
gonna flip the coin. Ready?
So when you flip it, go like this. Leave it on the table and then move the camera down, if you can.
Oh, okay. All right,
To
cool.
that way
All right, here
nobody
we go.
knows you did nothing.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Bama
It,
bias.
show the
All
show
right,
the
here we go.
flip in the air and everything, like so that way they
Here
know.
we go. You
Like
ready?
boom. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna flip it. All right. Take the cam.
See,
Bow.
both hands aren't on it. And
Both
what do
hands
we
ain't on it.
have?
Let's see. We're gonna just move it over here. Oh, hold on. Move it over here. All right. I'm just picking it up right there. You see the side? What do we have here? It looks like that's gonna be tails. That's
That
tails.
is tail. Flip the other side.
The other side. See?
Is there a difference?
Yeah, this one is the front front way. That's the helmet at the top there. You see?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'll go. See, I can go closer. See,
Okay.
that's the heads.
Uh-huh.
And that side. Pause. It's tail. See?
Yeah, it's tails.
Makes sense?
So it's tails.
There's a
All
difference.
right.
Yeah, it's tails. So it's tails, right?
So
So
Yeah.
I got tails.
Dior Gore has the SEC and gets first conference pick for this. Also, so guys know, what's it called? You can't just pick random players. It's not just going to be everyone that's in that conference. They're only going to be drafting the guys who are entering the RFL draft. So that's the only players they could pick from. So Dior Gore, you have the SEC. Who do you want to add? What conference do you want to add to your
I mean, I think there's an
list here?
obvious number one pick here for conferences.
Let me type this out. So, yes, East versus West. Fall
Yeah, he picked the Big Ten.
All right, so we have Dior here and CP. So SEC, Big Ten. All right, CP has ACC. And what is your pick next, CP? Is CP in here?
It was earlier.
No, he was hoping he'd win that coin. Pretty sure it has to be the Big 12.
Yeah, that's the only other Power Four conference. I mean, unless he wants to take the Mountain West for whatever reason. Yeah,
Big
he took the
12.
Big
All
12.
right.
No, I mean he could have took like the American Conference or something, guys. He didn't have to take the Big 12.
All right. So,
Wildin'.
Dior, it's your turn. So let me get just to let you know what other conferences are out there. If you guys don't know, we have the Conference USA, uh, Independence. What should I do with that? I'm trying to figure out. I guess you can add that extra if you get it. It'll be just an extra. Then we got the MAC conference, the Mountain West Conference, uh, and the Sun Belt Conference in American. So
How many of those players are actually like in the draft class though?
yeah. All right. So what conference you taking next here, Dior? American.
American.
Oh, you know what, bro? Should I do this? Shouldn't I alternate?
I
Make it a
think I
snake
already tried to
draft.
tell you yesterday, man.
So CP
Yeah,
should go first this time.
yeah. CP should actually go first. So it's yeah. So it goes it goes that way. So my bad, Dior. CP actually gets picked, and then Dior goes, and we do it that way. So it should actually be alternate, so it could be fair. Yeah, snake it.
I mean, there's some players in the other conferences, just not a lot.
How about to say that Dior gonna be snatching all the best ones afterwards. Then he said, "Give me
Oh,
American." All
CP
right,
wants
yeah,
American.
you're gonna swipe him for the American. American goes to CP. All right, what conference you got after that, Dior? You have Conference USA. You have Sun Belt, Mountain West, MAC, and Independent, which just really includes Notre Dame. I guess whoever gets last pick would just add that. Mountain West, all right. Mountain West Conference going to the West. And what is your pick again, Dior? You have the MAC and Conference USA.
We did
Okay.
Conference USA.
C USA. All right. All right, CP, you got your next two picks, which we got the Mac and is that the only other one? Mac
Sun
and the
Belt.
Sun Belt. So I guess you would take both of those and leave.
And then the Independents would go to
Yeah.
your. Unless you want the Independent, unless you want Notre Dame over an entire conference. Yeah,
Unless you want Notre Dame, you can take Notre Dame with an independent CP. So
he took the
uh
Independents.
he did?
Yeah. So then he also has to pick between
Okay.
Sun Belt or the MAC.
Okay. Independent. And yeah, so you can take Sun Belt. I want Notre Dame. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you got Sun Belt
Sun Belt or MAC.
or Mac.
He said he wants everyone from Notre Dame. He doesn't want anyone from Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I just started thinking about that too. I'm like, hold on, that team is better than any team in any of those conferences. Shoot, honestly, Dior should have chose that then instead of Conference USA.
Jack, you don't even know if you're playing yet.
All right, looks like
Only like what 4 or 5 corners are going to be able to play. You don't know if you're going to be picked. He may take both LSU corners. They're in the SEC.
all right. Which one?
He
Mac.
picked them.
Okay, Mac. And so Sun Belt would go to Dior. So here we go. The West team has the SEC, Big Ten, Mountain West Conference, Conference USA, and the Sun Belt. East team has the ACC, Big 12, American, Independent, and MAC conferences. Just again, another thing too about the history is the East has never lost college series bowl game. So that's some history, some history behind that as well, which we'll see if CP can lead them and continue on that tradition, or if Dior Gore can get it done, man. So I mean, at the end of the day, some good teams. I know the guys talk about Big Ten and SEC, but you also got to think. I mean, that's still Clemson and ACC with those players. And I literally was sleeping on Notre Dame, so I mean that helps out. Yeah, Big Ten is definitely an SEC though. That is powerhouse. It really did come down to that coin flip on that second conference choice. But we'll see what CP can do, man. See if he can still have the East on top after that. Um, and of course, best of luck to Dior as well. What we will be doing, not today, but next week, they will be drafting the players who will be on those teams. So we're not going to spend our time worrying about that today. All right. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in once again to the RFL East versus West Bowl returning on December 20th. And now, before we get into that, one more announcement to make is the RFL will be hosting. Well, actually, I'm gonna hold that for next. I'm gonna hold that big news for next week when they draft the teams. How about that? So what we're gonna do now is what we've kind of been waiting on, and that is the RFL has the official Neon Sports link back up and running, and I will be dropping that in the chat right now, where you guys will have access to the players, the schedule, the rosters, all that. Actually, no, we're gonna wait to drop that because if we drop it now, you guys already know the schedule and stuff. But I guess now you guys can go ahead and look at it with us. That'd be pretty interesting, right? So let's go ahead and do that. While we show you in game and see. Two page. All right, I'm about to drop in the chat right now. The official Neon Sports. Oh, my computer died. How about that? Ain't that crazy? Wow, the timing. The timing on that. It's like they want the anticipation to build up. Do I have it on? Yeah, I do have it on here, so I can still get it to you guys this way. Um, there we go. The official Neon Sports link is up and pinned in the chat for you guys to see. And you guys can dive in and get a look at the rosters, everything right now for season 10 as they are before the draft. And what we're going to do right now is show you this stuff. I'm going to go full screen so we don't have to worry about cameras right now, guys. So I got it right there, but I think that's too small. Let's go ahead and go full screen with this thing on. Camera. So about to go into the file. Actually, let me Get that action fixed real fast. Kick me out. It's loading up the team builder stuff right now. You said turn down the music. Oh, I didn't even know the music was playing. Hold on, where's it? Hold on, real
Are
fast.
you? Are,
No, we're not doing that. Oh, you guys can't hear anything right now, right? Just want to make sure. Because it might is someone check his no. All right, so when I turn this on, it's gonna get loud again. I'm gonna tone it down when I do it. So just be prepared. It's gonna get loud. All right. There you go. All right. Matter of fact, I'm just turning that whole audio off. We don't need that. All right, so we're loading in, and the way we're gonna go through this schedule is simple. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a look at the games that are going to, of course, open up the first week of the preseason, so you guys know the first games that are coming. Then we're going to get a look at the first week of the regular season. And then after that, we're going to be diving into individual teams, looking at their schedule, and just giving our feedback based off of what you guys want to see. You guys already have the access to the team, so you guys will be able to see, week to week what the full weeks look like. But yeah, we'll be able to dive into the teams you want to see, or if you guys mix in Forbes on certain team schedule you want to look at and go over. But let's go into the schedule right now and look at preseason week 1. This is when we start up the season officially. Preseason, of course, is back. And there's no official time as to when these games will be, but just know that these are the games. So week 1 of the preseason to open up, we got the Sentinels and the Barons, Steamers and the Voyagers, Pioneers and the Diablos, Dreadnoughts, Crusaders, Explorers, Bulldogs, Celtic Tigers, Lumberjacks, Cougars, Desperados, Snowhawks, Bulls, Shamrocks, Aviators, Black Knights, Thunderbirds, Gunners, Armadillos, Miners, Tigers, Marshals, Bisons, Hogs, Elks, Condors, Huskies, and Monarchs versus Red Dragons. So these are the matchups that are going to open up the season and the preseason, guys, to look forward to. So any games in there? Like I'm just looking here. I'm seeing Rodney's going to have his first preseason matchup. Of course, preseason is the whole thing, but you got his first matchup going to be up against another user coach and Coach Davis, Reload Bowl champion back in season 5. Where's Rodney Barton at? I mean Josh Barton at right here. His first one against the Explorers. These are some good matchups. Rob, you got them draft picks and his hype building up on what you could do, with that. And got the Desperados, Marquise Washington, at least for a quarter. Get to see what them
mm-hmm.
rookies look like, man. So we got some pretty good games.
It for some reason my offline file last night, it had them playing the whole game in preseason week 1. It's weird.
Oh, no, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I know for my matchup against the Pioneers is going to be with the backups, but Devin Diggs will play in that game coming from the
There you go,
Pioneers.
Devin Diggs getting an opportunity to play.
Know.
Diablos early on.
Yeah, I don't know if I can afford to risk my player. So I don't know. I got to figure that out, man. What I will say this is that I'm looking for a backup. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a backup.
Oh yeah. You guys, the first game though, we did speak about this. The first game you do for promotional reasons, and of course for us to use for what's it called, for the trailer and stuff that we got to use. Guys do have to have their starters in for that one quarter. So we need to have that happen in the first game. And then after that, whatever you decide to do, that's what you decide to do. But we can't have this season coming back and guys not being able to see the starters and stuff like that. It just hurts the promotion
Didn't
of
you
the
say
league.
you were
So
going to turn off injuries for that first
that's
week
for
because
week
you're forcing?
three. That's for a week 3 thing.
Oh, that way
Yeah.
they'll play 3 quarters.
Yeah, that way they'll play 3 quarters for week 3, and they'll
So
have
yeah,
to
so
worry about
preseason
getting
week
injured.
3 there'll be no injuries.
Let's
Yeah,
just turn injuries off, man. Just turn them off for week 1, man.
nah, he got have those on
I
as
mean, he
part of the
says
game,
that,
but
you know,
And then
I'm
half
gonna
this
wait
half
till
the
there
league
and
gets
tear his
injured because
ACL
they don't
preseason
have
week
this
1,
right.
be out for the season.
Half this
y'all
league.
be straight,
Then we
man.
have nobody to promote for the season
Yeah, nobody
because
wants
they're
to
all gone.
go see first game. RFL's back, and we got Joe Smo out there starting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey
so
man,
that's
don't
not a good.
talk down
That's
about
not good for
QB
the league.
Corey Polley like that. He's about to lead the Aviators to an undefeated season.
So he does. But yeah, just 1 quarter, and then the rest. You know, do as you like. But yeah. Any other games that sticks out to you guys when you're looking at this from the preseason to open up with? Anything you excited about? Of course, it's going to get more exciting when the draft actually happens. So like that's going to just get more excitement because we know we're going to see a lot of those rookies get the chance to play. But
And yeah, just going off with that, like the Aviators, they're well known to be taking a quarterback, so getting to see them for 1 quarter against that Shamrocks defense.
oh yeah,
I think there was, the Sentinels and Barons are both picking in the top 10 in this draft, so getting to see those two top 10 players play against each other.
and first look at Jabri Jackson too.
Yeah,
That's going to be pretty interesting. See how that all works out.
getting to see Justin's come back with Reed Wagner.
Yeah, and against Coach Baker. So user coach action right there. I think we just about picked over the big ones right there that we got. It's gonna be pretty interesting too. Geno Gannon, LC3 recorder. Uh, Tyon Nickerson starting full time, of course, for the Gunners this year, going up against the guy who wanted to draft him, Roland. That's gonna be interesting. Recorder. And yeah, I think we touched up on those key games right there, man. So we're not gonna go
Well,
through
you
the
haven't seen
entire.
McCall in
Elks.
Oh
loads
yeah,
of time. Yeah, so that'll be good. Good to see him in preseason. See what
it's
he's
another
looking
one
like.
right there. Yep.
Yep.
And he'll be going up against Ronnie Shanahan. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be pretty good. A quarter of that. That's yeah. So we got some pretty good opening games, man, for preseason week 1. We're not gonna go into, of course, week 2 and 3, because again we're just going through the opening week. So that's the opening games for when we start the preseason. But look at this. This is the opening, the real official week 1 starting up games. This is the first time we've ever had the Shamrocks versus the Celtic Tigers. Both of these teams were in Dublin originally. Now, of course, we know Shamrocks moved over to relocated to Boston, and so I'll call this the Irish rivalry. Man, this is going to be something interesting to watch, man. Full time, we're going to see Justin Jones versus Tom Wilson for the first time. That's going to be very interesting there. We got the Tigers versus Armadillos, Desperados versus Thunderbirds. That's going to be a rematch. The Desperados swept the Thunderbirds last year. Got the Explorers versus the Lumberjacks. They had a split last year with Jordan Granger. It's interesting to look at that. Dreadnoughts and Sentinels, Hogs and Cougars, Bisons and Monarchs. Black Knights Bulldogs. So first official game right there for Coach Bartman's going to be against Geno Gannon, the reigning MVP. Diablos and Bulls right there. Forbes. Voyagers, Crusaders, Gunners, Snowhawks, Barons, Miners, Red Dragons, Pioneers, Marshals, and Steamers. How about that? First time that Coach Hodge is going to be full-time coaching the Marshals, and he's going up against the returning Justin Jones, who's got a legacy here with these Memphis Steamers, man. First game of the first week of the season, man. That's going to be something to watch there.
Yeah.
Aviators versus
Hodge
Huskies.
been
We got
talking greasy.
Elks and Condors. What is that?
Hodge been talking real greasy
Yeah.
all
And
season long.
here's a matchup right here. Some guy, Rodney's first matchup against the Bisons, man. We've seen the Bisons struggle. We'll see if that continues for them, but that's a nice little game to see, where he stands to start out. See if he can get them going. I'll tell you one thing though, Rodney, you lose to the Bisons in this one, best believe the community's gonna be on your head. They're gonna be on your head. But what are the interesting week one matchups you guys see here, man? Before we start
And
going to individual teams.
I think the two that immediately pop out is the Marshall Steamers.
Oh yeah.
Um, but then the Miners and Barons, I think is the next one that sticks out to me. Seeing, Dunn, who is a perennial playoff team with the Miners, going against the new look Barons. I think that'll be interesting to see because the Miners are known for having one of the best secondaries in the league. Going against the Barons, who just got Jabri, who traded Kupak away and is allegedly taking Dior number 3 overall. I think that'll be a fun matchup.
What matchups stick out to you, Mix?
I thought that's Sentinels. Is it Sentinels? Yeah. So Frankie and well, not Tour, but still seeing it was Tour's team. So that'll be interesting there. Obviously the Marshalls and Steamers. I'm gonna say it out loudly now. Hodge has been talking an awful lot, man. So I'm calling him out because he's been talking about everybody under the sun, and he is very confident that his Marshalls are going to be beating the brakes off many teams, including the Steamers. So I can't wait to see that one, man. That's just all facts, man. He's just said it in public voice. So so he's got to prove that. So I cannot wait to see that. I also want to see how he does. He's been facing up against some challenges with guys saying, "Hey, can he do it again? Can he win all those games? Can he do it again?" So we'll see. So I'm really interested in every game from the Marshalls this season. I'm gonna be a little biased here. I'm really ready for my week one matchup with my new QB. Who is that going to be? I don't know, but I just want to see. Really excited about the upcoming draft and the players that I have a potential to get my hands around, and I'm very excited about that week one because as we all know, the Hogs last year they owned us, man. You know what I mean? Pretty bad. So the team that I'm pretty used to handling pretty much in my career, I lost to last year. So man, interested in that. Let me go down and see who are the Pioneers playing.
Pioneers.
Who are the Pioneers?
I think it's the Red Dragons. Down there. Yeah, the Red Dragons.
Yeah. So interested to see. I want to see with them as well. That's another team I got on my radar. The Pioneers. So I want to definitely see what they're looking like against the Red Dragons. And who are the Red Dragons going to draft, man? So that's cool. And let's see. Scroll up a little bit more, Smitty. I think that those are my picks there. I want to see what Tavion Hall looks like against the Thunderbirds. Did we see that last year?
Yeah,
he did.
Desperados
I don't remember that one.
The Thunderbirds last year. I think that's going to be an interesting game if I had to pick one. They got
Rangers
two
back
on the
at it,
team
right?
now.
Against Explorers.
Yeah, we'll see if they actually can get back on track after missing the playoffs for a second time in franchise history. So
and the most successful, I guess, as far as progression goes, is Granger from last year, right?
Yeah,
had the highest numbers of. So that's going to be a good test for him week one against the Explorers. Those are the games that I've got my eyes on.
All right, so those are the opening weeks preseason and the regular season for the RFL season 10. Again, you guys got access. Now what we're going to do here, instead of going through each individual season, we're going to now look at a couple teams' full schedules on who you guys want to look at. What team would you want to look at here? Of course, you guys probably want to do your own. You want to talk about your own teams first real fast?
No, thank you. My team sucks.
No, I've looked at my schedule plenty since we've made the file.
Oh, okay. The community, man. Who y'all want to see? Let me see some.
Let's go to the Monarchs for Rodney.
Yeah, how about we look at the coaches, man? That's pretty interesting. So, first things first, Monarchs. Community, what we thinking? Make predictions too. What you think the record's going to be? So we already talked about the first game being up against the Bisons. His second game, he's going on the road in Atlanta to play the Thunderbirds. Then he goes up against MVP reigning Geno Gannon in week 3. Then goes up with the home field advantage against the Tampa Bay Tigers. Gets to face the new Barons and Jabri Jackson on the road in New York. Week 6 going up against his former team. So that's a big matchup right there. Going back up against himself and returning coach Justin Jones and his teammates. So that's definitely a game to look out for right there. And then they have the Bulls at home. They have the Shamrocks at home. Then the Desperados on the road. Marquise Washington. A rematch with the
0-13, man.
Steamers. Rematch with the Steamers in week 10.
What are their 4 wins?
The bowl week. And then you
No,
have.
I see 0-13 the first 14 weeks. I mean, I'm sorry, Rodney, man, but the only team that he did, I think, the Shamrocks. The Shamrocks, man, that might be.
He's got the Bisons week 1.
Shamrocks ain't easy.
That's a tough schedule, Rodney. Everyone knows it, man. It's nothing. Look, if you're into this thing of ours, bro, bro. Go back up for a second, Smitty. I'm sorry to go back, but look, man, go back up. No, go all the way up to the top. Yeah, to the week 1. All right, so look, this can be a trap game very easily, right? Let's just say he gets out of that thing and the Bison's defense just lays whatever, and he just somehow they beat them, right? You give him that one, but then look at this here. Thunderbirds. You got the Black Knights, right? Okay, let's say he gets out with the Tigers, right? He's got to play Jabri and the Barons, right? He's got to play the Steamers. He comes back to the Bulls, right? Shamrocks, Rados with Marquise, back to Jones. Then he gets a bye. Then he's got to play Forbes. Then he's got to play Hodge. Then he's got to play Bartman, right?
Oh, look at that.
Shams,
going at it.
Elks. So this, and then look at this, CT and the Marshalls. So this is a very difficult schedule, bro. That's a tough schedule, man. So
pretty tough right there.
Yeah.
So what we thinking, chat? Out of 17 games, we think Rodney does his first year?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to call it, man, because then we always get stuck on this. You say this, and then next thing you know, he pulls a you know what, and then he wins all those games, and the next thing you know, we're the bad guys. That's a tough schedule right there. That's a very tough schedule. I'm just using my RFL brain right here. It's no shade toward Rodney, but that is a tough schedule. I would not want that schedule, man, especially not as a new coach. I mean, that's a lot of smoke right there. So
one thing I realized being
I don't know what
foul,
to say.
It's a ton of smoke now in the RFL schedule. When we get a look at other teams' schedules, it's crazy. But I see guys going off in the chat thinking what Rodney's going to do in his first year coaching. Let's go get a look at Bartman's schedule. So we talk about him first game against MVP Geno Gannon. And I think they got swept by the Black Knights last year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I think the Black Knights swept the Bulldogs last year. If anything, no, did they?
I can check. We'll see.
Yeah. If not, it's the other way around. But that's going to be pretty interesting. You got the Tigers. You got the Marshalls. Look at that head-to-head coaching right there. Another coach.
Bulldogs swept the Black Knights.
Bulldog. Okay, never mind. The other way around. Then we got the Dreadnoughts. So another head-to-head coaching. Another head-to-head coaching right here against Mix. Then you got the Bulls. Head-to-head coach game. Steamers. Celtic Tigers. The Bisons. Black Knights again. Celtic Tigers again. Shamrocks. Monarchs. Bulls. Voyagers. Sentinels. And Armadillos. I'll be honest, man. Looking at this schedule, this schedule actually seems a little bit lighter than what we saw from Rodney's team. What y'all think, man?
It's
this is
because remember Bulldogs finished last in their division.
Well, so did the Monarchs.
Yeah, but different conferences. So I'm looking at teams a lot more winnable games, of course, with the talent of the Bulldogs. than what the
No,
Monarchs.
this is kind of light. This is kind of light a little bit. Yeah, this is light.
I think it has mostly to do with the Bulldogs roster compared to the Monarchs roster.
Yeah. That's a pretty decent schedule right there, man. If I had to just count up wins, I say they beat the Black Knights. Let's say I'm gonna just say split. Let's say it's split. Uh, so one, I say two. I'm gonna say three. Uh, I'll even say four, five. I think they split with them too. I think the Steamers take it. What was that? Five? I say six right there. Seven. Already talked about them splitting. Um, I actually think they might sweep the Celtic Tigers this year. They just lost a lot and regressed a lot. So 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll give them 12 for the Voyagers too. 13. I think they can win 13 games, man.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it has a lot to do with like if you were doing it was the exact same schedule, but with the Monarchs, I think you get to like 3. I think it has a lot to do with the team itself and not necessarily the schedule.
Okay. So yeah, we got the new coaches out the way, man. Uh, what team would y'all like to see, man? In the chat. Oh, we got some guys.
Show they asked about the Marshals. Show the Marshals schedule.
Marshall. Oh yeah, let's see what Hodge got full time now, huh? All right, first game we already know against the Steamers, gas. Then they got the Crusaders, Bulldogs, Shamrocks, Gunners, Miners, CT, Diablos, Shamrocks, Bye Week, Black Knights, Steamers, Monarchs, Bulls, T-Birds, Desperados, Tigers, and Monarchs. I ain't gonna lie, with this schedule, I mean, I can see them potentially making the playoffs. These are some potential. I say at least about half the games are, kind of winnable based off the roster a little bit. What you guys thinking?
Hey man, I ain't trying to do too much talking, man. Good luck, man.
I mean, the Marshals are about to go 17-0 and be the 1 seed.
Yeah, good luck, man. You know, he. Yeah, I already know what he said he gonna do. I ain't gonna expose him that bad. So
I'm gonna go look at the tough game. So that's one, that's two. Still say that's 30, but 3, 4.
he said 5-12. I wouldn't say 5-12. That's a little irrational.
6, 7.
Definitely gonna be above 500.
Yeah, but
the way, let's just keep it honest though, because you be saying in the voice, you've been telling Smitty that you're gonna be clapping his teams. So Smitty's teams are who? Crusaders. You said you're clapping. Go down. You said you're gonna clap the Shamrocks. You said you're gonna clap the Celtic Tigers. You said you're gonna clap. So yep. So you're gonna clap all those guys there, right? Black Knights, Bulls, Desperados, Tigers. So you said you're clapping all those teams. That's what you've been saying in the VC. I've been listening to that for a month or two now, for a long time in VC, bro. So that's what you said. Then on top of that, you said you clapping the Steamers. So you said you clapping the Steamers. We've heard that. That's a fact, right? CP's been there. You guys have been there. They know. You say you're clapping them, right? So you got a tall order, man. So that's at least 8 or 9 games you got to win. Because you got to beat all Speedy's teams because you've been talking trash and you told the Steamers you're going to beat them. So you got to beat them, right? 2 times, right? Now you say you're going to clap Rodney too. So you got to clap Rodney. So now we're up to like 12, 13 games, right?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You forgot to
All
add a
pause.
team at the end of that. That's crazy.
So
But
I'm just saying that's what that's what he's been saying, and I'm standing on business because he's been
yeah.
saying that. And I ain't even saying nothing. I've been listening in the background. He's been having all these little arguments with Smitty about what he gonna do this and he gonna do that. And I'm letting the marshals know that's what your coach has been saying. That's not me hating. So ask CP, ask ESJ, ask Forbes, ask Smitty. He's been saying that to us. So there it is. They got to win
Oh
13,
man.
14 games.
Challenge
That's all I'm
issued,
saying.
man. So it's gonna be spicy watching the Marshals this year. Y'all don't want to miss them games. Come through for
Yeah.
those. Uh,
I knew they was gonna turn that around, man. But that's what he been
yeah.
saying, bro. He been saying go clap guys. So get prepared to get clapped, guys. Hey, Q, I'm about to bring out the old school emoji. The old school me GIF in the chat, man. The clapping. That's what he taught a lot of clapping. The whole Hodge, man. So yeah,
I know Q
there it
been looking
is.
to try to look and see what his new team with the T-Birds looking like. You know, the Desperados. We already talked over that game. You got the Monarchs. Desperados again. It's almost like this how last year went. They had back-to-back close games like that. Voyagers, Tigers, Diablos, Crusaders, Sentinels. I'm not gonna lie, looking at the schedule is almost caked up, man.
Yeah.
Gunners, Armadillos, Steamers, Tigers, Black Knights, Marshals, Diablos, Dreadnoughts, and Shams. Based off of where they finish in their division, I think that really helped them out for this schedule, man. Because I can see the T-Birds kind of running a little bit with some of these games. Like I think they're going to get back at the Desperados, but Marquise and the boys look pretty good, so I'm gonna
He
say
said
could be a
rolling the
split.
time has come. Oh. Hey, just skip all this and go to week 10, man. Go to week 10,
And
man.
then we got Marshalls, yeah, Voyagers. Yeah, these
Woo.
are winnable games, but yeah, that like
Civil
you
War.
said, this is gonna be pretty interesting, man. Roland
Civil War.
and Q meeting each other again, opposite teams. A little bit of beef, ain't no little bit, a lot of bit of beef between those two.
But
Wanted to come back to New York. Q said no, you shall not pass on some Lord of the Rings, and here
Forbes
he is in Austin. Took him to their first
Forbes is
playoff
talking
game.
in the coach lounge, man. No, he was just joking around, man, but he was saying that Thunderbirds wouldn't be able to afford Q, and Q was gonna be dropped into free agency. And well, it was so funny, man. Rolling comes in there, like, man, if that happens, I'm gonna sign you to the Armadillos. I was like, that's crazy, man. That would be crazy, man. Put him back into slavery. Nuts, man.
The crazy thing was, since if he hits free agency, I mean, he's already been traded too. So if he ever hits free
Yeah,
agency,
yeah,
he gets choice. So he wouldn't even.
yeah.
I know for a fact he wouldn't even. He wouldn't
Right.
even entertain that. But that's some interesting games right there, man. Definitely a big one to watch right there. What's another one? I don't want to spend too much time on teams, so just going quickly with the community wants to see real quick. We see Elks, so see what
Go to the Condors.
oh yeah, let's check Elks
Condors.
real
Didn't they
quick
win the?
for
Yeah.
Jacob McCall. See, he'll be starting here his new franchise, his third one. But yeah, he got the Condors, so the reigning champs. Then he has the Lumberjacks, Hogs, Condors, Snowhawks, Tigers, Gunners, Crusaders, Pioneers, Snowhawks again, Crusaders, Huskies. Cool. Oh man, there it is.
Don't get excited, man. Come on, man.
There it
Don't get
is.
excited. This is not even an
Cougars
important game here, man.
and Elks.
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean
That
anything,
thing
man.
right there behind the scenes, man. Definitely gonna be a
The
game with
disdain
some
game.
energy
Yeah.
right there,
This
man. See how they
disdain
do
the
against his
disdain
old
game
team.
gonna be interesting.
Wish it was in Chicago, man, to add more hype, man. Because like either way, the way it went, that'd have been crazy. But
Yeah,
you
no,
got
it's
that. You
okay.
got the Sentinels, Monarchs, Barons, and ends with the Explorers. Every time I see this matchup, I always think about Daryl Johnson's 50-yard game winner, man. But yeah, your matchups. I'd say the most biggest one just for the energy in the room. The disdain.
Nah,
Right
man.
here, man.
Don't do that
Cougars.
to us,
Oh,
man.
yes,
Don't do that
sir.
to us, man.
Hey, man. That's the one right there on the schedule.
Well, we're gonna see.
What's another team y'all want to see, man?
You
And
can
the
show
Condors are
Shot
the
Town,
reigning
man.
champs.
Show Shot Town. It's cool.
I want to show that Cougars. All right, let's see what Cougars
Yeah, it's
got
cool.
going on.
Somebody asked for it in the chat, so that's
We
fine.
already know the rematch with the Hogs.
Yeah,
Got
that's
Coach
what he knows.
Dunn
He's
and the
happy about this
Miners.
one. Yeah, I know he's happy
Got
about that one.
Pioneers,
Yeah, it's a big game for me too.
Crusaders, Bulldog. They going up against
Yeah,
his former
yeah.
OC. That's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Storylines. Got
Yeah, big game
Sentinels.
here. Yeah, big game.
Huskies, always a big
Big
rivalry.
game.
Red
Big
Dragons
game.
against Coach Davis. Aviators. Barons.
Mm-hmm.
Condors. Hogs again. Elks and McCall, we already went over that one. Pioneers
Yeah, big
again.
game here. Yeah.
Snowhawks.
Yep.
Bisons and the Huskies to finish the season. Big rivalry. So
Yep.
that's some smoke, man. What you think about your schedule?
I can't call it right now. But I'm just hoping to be a lot more competitive and obviously get. I need some wins, man. I just need wins, bro. I'm not gonna be satisfied until I pick up wins. So, I mean, I thought we were pretty competitive the first 6-7 weeks, but then obviously with the morale dip, it got really bad for us and everything. Dropped from like a top 10, top 5 defense to like 19, 20, something like that. So it got crazy, man. So I'm looking for wins, man. That's all. I will not be satisfied until I start getting wins, bro. That's just on everybody's head on the schedule, bro. So I got to find a way to win. So it is what it is, man. So I'll probably be doing a lot more than I was doing last season. But first, I got to get my attachments out of the draft. So, yeah.
Sir, man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. What Forbes, did you say you wanted to see yours?
And we can.
Let's see what Forbes got going on, so he can talk about it real quick, and we'll go on.
I got a
We
hard
got
schedule.
Bulls, Desperados, Steamers, Sentinels, Voyagers, T-Birds, Tigers, Marshals, Tigers, Explorers, Shams, Monarchs, by Condors, Dreadnoughts, T-Birds again, Dillos, and the Desperados. So yeah, that is kind of tough. Kind of tough, man. What's your thoughts on your schedule?
Man, I still believe we're a playoff team, no matter the schedule.
90 overall. Sheesh.
Yeah. Highest rated team in the RFL currently. Forbes got them.
And
Has
then
been
about to
even
hit the
since
draft
last
up.
year. You said what?
Then about to hit the draft up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3 first rounders this year too.
Sheesh. Where the money at?
That's funny.
You see what else? So I'm seeing guys calling for.
Last
Jack
guy
was the
the
first one
Tigers
to
get
say the Tigers. So let me go to the Tigers real quick for him because that's where he thinks he's going to get drafted. We'll find out
Tigers,
on
huh?
draft day.
Interesting. What pick do they have? What's their first round pick?
Tigers have the 9th pick. No,
Oh, I thought
Tigers
you
have the
had
8th pick.
Yeah, so they got the Dillos. So how about that, man? Sky, you end up going here. You go up against Coach Rowland first game, and you go up against the Bulldogs, a new head coach Bartman right there. You got the Shamrocks, Marshalls, Coach Rodney playing all the guys. T-Birds, which man, this is a big game for y'all because the T-Birds have been owning the Tigers for years. No matter what struggles the T-Birds go through, they always stomping on the Tigers. So try to flip that narrative if you do end up going there. I got the Elks, Diablos, Dreadnoughts, Diablos again, bye week, Desperados, T-Birds, Desperados. It's a lot of rematches back to back, kind of. Barons, Voyagers, Steamers, Marshals, and Sentinels to end it off. That'll be crazy, man. You end up if you do end up going to the Tigers and then you go against the Sentinels, which is the team others projected you to go to finish the season. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. That's another team we've been seeing out there.
I know Pat wants to see the Explorers.
Pat wants to see the Explorers. Let's go check the Explorers out. Lumberjacks, we know that one. Rivalry game here against the Barons. Lumberjacks again. Red Dragons and Coach Davis. Bisons. Barons again. Bye week. And go against Tyon, trying to get that get back, man. Tyon and the Gunners swept y'all last year. Then you had the Aviators, Diablos, Snowhawks. Man, you got some gas. Shamrocks, Condors, Crusaders, Miners and Coach Dunn, Pioneers, Gunners towards the end of the season, and McCall and Elks. That's your schedule right there.
Hey, you know who you are. Just like you say, don't me not to put your name in my mouth. Don't put mine in yours, bro. Go ahead and delete that. Because you don't fool with me, I don't fool with you. So we're not gonna do that. Thank you.
Someone going on in the chat.
Nah, you know the subs, cause throw a little. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right, let's There's another one. I think I see Aviators out there from Jalen Brooks. Let's check what the Aviators got going on, man. You got the Huskies, Dreadnoughts, Barons, Gunners, Bulls, bye week early, Red Dragons for that vengeance. Eliminated in the playoffs. You got the Miners, Explorers, Cougars, Hogs, Red Dragons, Bisons, Shamrocks, Bisons again, Miners, Lumberjacks, and y'all end with the Pioneers. Oh, Aviator schedule right there. Any other suggestions out there? I seen Black Knights. Oh, you have Dalen. Go ahead and check out the Black Knights real quick. I already know y'all got the Bulldogs week 1. And y'all got the Dillos and Rolling. Monarchs, Bulls, Dreadnoughts, Shamrocks at the bye week. Got Steamers, Voyagers, Bulldogs, Marshals, Celtic Tigers, Sentinels, T-Birds, CT again, Huskies, Bulls, and y'all end the season against the Miners, which was kind of cool because I mean last year towards the end of the season it was kind of between y'all and who was going to get in the playoffs. Now you can potentially eliminate or ruin somebody's chance again this year if it goes that way. So it's pretty dope, man. The storylines this season I could just see from the schedule is about to just be wild. About to be wild. So many hype games. Okay, got Lumberjacks requests. Let's go ahead and look at the Lumberjacks. Got Explorers, of course. Elks. Explorers again. Snowhawks. Miners. Man, y'all got some heat coming in here. Crusaders. Desperados. Condors. Steamers. Bisons. Gunners. Barons. Red Dragons. Gunners. Barons. Aviators, and Hogs. There you go. Yeah, definitely got a rough start. Dragons says Zion. All right, let's look at the Red Dragons for Zion. We got Pioneers, Hogs, Gunners, Explorers, Huskies, Bisons, Aviators, Cougars, Miners, Armadillos, Aviators, Lumberjacks, Celtic Tigers, Barons, Bisons, Miners, and y'all end with the Steamers. That's a banger. That's a banger right there. CP wants to see the Steamers. Let's check what the Steamers got. Of course, we know he's starting off with the Marshals. And you got the Snowhawks, gas. That matchup's always fire. You got Diablos, gas. CT, gas. Shamrocks, usually gas. The rivalry game right there. Monarchs, trying to destroy Rodney in his first game. Bulldogs gets new coach. Black Knights, Lumberjacks, Monarchs, T-Birds, Marshalls. Y'all gonna have quite a bit of time for you. 11 weeks between y'all's matchups. Bulls, 5 week. Desperados, Tigers, Shamrocks, and Red Dragons. It's a pretty tough schedule right there.
Yeah, they were a first place team, so got a first place schedule.
Yeah, so again, I don't want to take too much time. I mean, I'm hitting mainly what you guys are asking for. We hit everything we needed to. Got the East West Bowl. Let you guys know about that's going down. I think I hit everybody mainly in the chat that wanted to see a team. I could do one more if somebody wants to see one more team schedule. But since we dropped the link for you guys, I mean, you guys definitely have access now to see every team's matchup week to week, what the games are going to be. So get hyped and excited and look at that stuff early because season 10 is about to be like no other season we've ever had in the RFL. I can assure you that. I went through the Tigers already. I believe that's Carlos too. You can go back and check that one out. One more request. What else you guys want to see? Dillos, let's go ahead. Yeah, last team. Let's go look at Roland.
AC wants to see the Armadillos. I don't think that's a coincidence.
We got the Tigers, Black Knights, Voyagers, Desperados, Sentinels, Dreadnoughts, Voyagers, Bulls, T-Birds, Red Dragons, Sentinels, CT, Hogs, Snowhawks, Dreadnoughts, Diablos, and they finish against Coach Bartman and the Bulldogs. So, yeah, definitely a tough ending right there. Ending kind of messed them up last year. We'll see if Roland can show that last year wasn't just a fluke year, man. See if he can show guys if the Dillos are actually the real deal. Real deal Dillos. We'll find out. But yeah, that's the schedule, man. Again, we appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Just really wanted to get that schedule out to you guys. And here we are back on cam. I'll go ahead and take that off. But uh just wanted to get all that information to you guys. You guys seen the schedule. You guys can go now dive into the teams when the draft happens. If you guys don't know the draft date right by now, we are expecting the RFL draft to take place on Friday, the day after Christmas, on the 26th. So get ready for that. Get ready for the national championship. That game will be played on December 6th, not the 7th again, for you guys to remember. Just so I can show that one more time. December 6th will be the time of that matchup, and I'll be doing dual commentary in that game at 9 p.m. Eastern over there in Englewood, Cali, at SoFi Stadium with Rob Roby, aka Mix, and yeah, a lot of events coming up, man. And there's another special event that I will be revealing to you guys on the next podcast that will be actually on Friday before the national championship game. So the national championship game got moved up a day, and so did the podcast. So make sure you guys tune in podcast on Friday. But that being said, it's your boy Smitty, RFL Commissioner, play-by-play commentator here along with Mix and Forbes. You guys got anything to say before we roll out, or are you good?
No, sir. All
Good.
good,
All
man.
right. Seems like we hit everything, man. We'll see you guys on the next pod on Friday, man. Be on the lookout, and we'll see who's going to win that national championship and get more RFL information and news coming soon. Till then, peace.